You ever notice how someone can master complex game mechanics, memorize maps, and optimize builds, but still fail to remember what was on last week's quiz? It's weird, right? You can spend hours in a game, learning every tiny detail, yet the moment you sit in class, your brain just shuts off. Like suddenly, you forgot how to think. But it's not because you're lazy or dumb, it's because your brain cares about games. Games give you something school rarely does, a feedback loop that actually feels good. Every time you improve, you see the result. You get XP, a new rank, a sound effect, a glowing bar, instant proof that you're better than you were 5 minutes ago. In school though, improvement is invisible. You might study for hours, but the result doesn't show up for weeks. And when it does, it's a red mark, not a glowing level up. The human brain isn't built for delayed rewards. We're wired for dopamine feedback, quick, satisfying hits that tell us we're progressing. That's why you can grind in a game for 8 hours, but can't focus on a textbook for 20 minutes. Games speak your brain's natural language. School doesn't. Every good game is basically a dopamine machine, not in a bad way, but in a deeply human way. When you play, your brain gets tiny bursts of satisfaction every time you achieve something. It's not about the graphics or even the story. It's about that perfect rhythm between effort and reward. Games are designed to keep that rhythm tight. They give you goals that are clear, feedback that's instant, and progress that's visible. You see your improvement, the bar fills up, numbers climb, new abilities unlock. Your brain loves that. It feels in control. Every small win tells you, you're getting better. Now compare that to school. You spend weeks studying, take one test, and your reward is a number on paper, sometimes months later. There's no clear level up moment, no feedback loop that fuels your brain's motivation system. So naturally, your attention drifts. Your brain isn't wired to chase rewards it can't feel. Dopamine isn't about pleasure, it's about pursuit. It's what pushes you to keep going, to try again after failing. Games have mastered that loop: fail, adjust, succeed, repeat. School often misses it entirely. You fail once and it feels final. The feedback doesn't guide you, it just labels you. That's why even a brutally hard game feels addicting, while studying for an exam feels empty. The difference isn't in your discipline. It's in the design of the experience. Games make your brain feel alive in the chase. School makes it feel like you're chasing something invisible. When you're deep in a game, time disappears. You forget to eat. You forget the world. That's called flow, a mental state where your skills perfectly match the challenge. You're not bored and you're not overwhelmed either. Every move feels connected to the next, like you and the task are dancing together. Psychologists call flow one of the most fulfilling experiences a person can have. It's where learning happens effortlessly, not because it's easy, but because it's balanced. Games are engineered for flow. The difficulty scales with you. As you improve, the game adapts. It keeps you right at that edge between frustration and mastery. School doesn't work that way. You're either stuck reviewing what you already understand or drowning in something that feels impossible. The pace isn't built for you, it's built for the group. That makes it nearly impossible to enter flow. You're not challenged in the right way, or you're too stressed to enjoy it. Flow thrives on autonomy, when you get to choose your path, experiment, fail, and try again. Games give you that freedom, school gives you instructions. Flow needs curiosity. School rewards memorization. So your brain, being smart, decides where to invest energy, in the world that feels alive, not the one that feels forced. When you find flow, your brain releases dopamine, endorphins, and even a sense of timelessness. It's not lazy to crave that, it's natural. Flow is how humans are meant to learn. The problem isn't your attention span, it's that the system forgot how to invite you into the dance. Motivation isn't random, it's built from feedback loops. When you do something, see the result, and feel progress, your brain marks it as worth doing again. That's the foundation of every habit, every skill, every game addiction. Games feed this loop perfectly. Every shot, jump, or quest gives you immediate feedback, success or failure, loud and clear. But in school, feedback is delayed and dull. You study for weeks, unsure if you're even doing it right. By the time your test comes back, your brain's already moved on. That delay kills momentum. There's no instant feedback to help you adjust, so your brain labels the activity as low value. It's not that you don't care, it's that you're running on outdated signals. Think about how games reward progress, not just perfection. Failure is part of the story. In school, failure feels like the end of one. There's no XP bar to show that you learned from your mistake. It's just a grade that stares at you like a verdict. When feedback loops are short, you stay curious. When they're long, you lose connection. Games talk to your brain in real time. School sends letters by mail. So your attention, your energy, your drive, they all follow the faster loop. Your brain is just doing what evolution trained it to do. Chase the signal that means you're alive and improving. One of the biggest reasons games hook you is control. You decide where to go, what to do, and how to play. Even when the game's story is fixed, your choices shape your path. That sense of agency, of being the one in charge, is deeply motivating. It tells your brain, what I do matters. Now compare that to school. The structure is rigid. You're told what to learn, when to learn it, and how you'll be judged for it. There's no real sense of control. You're more like a passenger than a player. Your decisions don't shape the world. They just check boxes. And without that personal connection, your brain doesn't light up the same way. Humans crave autonomy. We want to own our progress. In games, even small choices, like customizing a character or exploring a hidden area, make us feel powerful. In school, it often feels like your power is taken away. You're not asked what excites you. You're told what's important. It's no wonder your energy shifts depending on where you feel free. Control doesn't just make things fun. It makes learning deeper. When you choose to learn something, your brain releases chemicals that help memory stick. It's like the brain saying, oh, this matters to me, but when learning feels forced, that same chemistry fades. That's why in games, you'll remember the layout of a map or the backstory of a side character because you wanted to. Choice fuels emotion, and emotion locks memory. It's not about ability. It's about power, the quiet human kind that comes from doing something because you decided to. Failure in games feels like fuel. You lose a match, die to a boss, or mess up a puzzle, and somehow you still want to try again. You even laugh about it. Because in games, failure is feedback, not judgment. It's part of the loop. You instantly learn what went wrong, and you get another chance within seconds. In school, failure feels heavier. It's not try again, it's you failed. That single word becomes part of your identity. The system rarely separates the result from the person. When you get a bad grade, it doesn't mean you need more attempts. It means you're bad at it. That's how most people internalize it. So instead of trying again, you avoid it. You protect yourself. Games give failure meaning. School gives it labels. When you die in a game, you don't lose your progress. You gain wisdom. But when you fail a test, you don't see what you gained. You just see what you lost. The design tells your brain that risk is dangerous, that effort might not be worth it. Over time, that kills curiosity. Psychologically, humans learn best through trial and error, but only when error doesn't feel like humiliation. Games make error playful. School often makes it painful. That's why people who seem lazy about studying can grind the same boss fight 100 times. Because one system celebrates persistence, and the other punishes imperfection. You're not afraid of hard work. You're afraid of meaningless failure. Games give failure a purpose. School just gives it a grade. Curiosity is the spark behind every bit of real learning. Games are masters at feeding that spark. They tease you with mystery, a locked door, a hidden clue, a question you just have to answer. The reward isn't always a prize. Sometimes it's just knowing. That's the secret. Curiosity doesn't need permission to exist. In school, curiosity is often replaced with obligation. You're told what to study, when to study it, and how it'll be tested. There's no mystery, no discovery, just a checklist. And the human brain, which evolved to explore and experiment, starts to tune out. You can't force curiosity. It withers under pressure. Think about how games build curiosity through context. You don't learn everything at once. You piece things together over time. You learn by doing, by failing, by wondering. But in school, you're often handed all the answers first and told to memorize them. There's no emotional journey attached, no reason to care. Curiosity thrives when you feel safe to ask questions, to explore without judgment. That's why kids learn so quickly before school even starts. The world is their playground. But once learning turns into something graded, curiosity becomes risky. Better to stay quiet than be wrong. The truth is, your brain wants to learn. It just doesn't want to be bored or shamed while doing it. Games understood that from the start. They built worlds where curiosity is rewarded, not restricted. And that's why your brain blooms in them. Because curiosity finally feels free to breathe. Every great game has a story, even if it's simple. You're not just pressing buttons, you're becoming someone. There's a reason behind every action, every goal. And that reason gives your effort meaning. Your brain loves meaning. It's what makes information stick. When something connects to a story, it becomes part of you. In school, meaning often disappears behind structure. You're told what to learn, but not why it matters. Memorize formulas, dates, definitions, but rarely do you see how they fit into a larger story. And without that emotional thread, facts just slide off the surface of your mind. Games never make that mistake. They weave story into learning. You don't grind levels for numbers. You do it because you're saving a world, or proving yourself, or uncovering something hidden. The story transforms effort into purpose. And that sense of purpose turns your brain into a sponge. You remember because it means something to you. Meaning gives memory emotion, and emotion is like glue. It helps your brain decide what's worth keeping. Think about it. You can probably recall moments in games that made you feel something. Victory, loss, awe. But when was the last time a textbook did that? It's not that games are magical. They just understand something schools often forget. We don't learn facts. We learn feelings attached to facts. Meaning turns information into connection. Without it, knowledge fades. With it, learning becomes a story your brain wants to tell again and again. In games, the rules are clear. You know what earns points, what gets you closer to your goal. Every effort has a visible outcome. But in real life, and especially in school, the rules are vague. You can work hard, follow every step, and still not get the result you hoped for. That mismatch makes reality feel unfair. Your brain thrives on fair systems. It wants to believe effort equals progress. That's what keeps motivation alive. In games, that balance is sacred. If players feel cheated, they quit. But in school or work, effort and outcome often don't line up. You might study all night and still fail because of anxiety, grading bias, or pure luck. Over time, that disconnect wears you down. Games protect your sense of control and fairness. They make sure your effort means something. And that's why they feel more alive than most classrooms. It's not that life is less interesting, it's just less predictable. Your brain struggles when it can't see the cause and effect of its actions. This is also why achievements in games feel so satisfying. They're pure. The system recognizes you immediately. No politics, no favoritism, just effort and reward. School rarely gives that. You can do everything right and still feel invisible. So your brain, again, chooses the world that plays fair. It's not escapism. It's logic. You're not addicted to games. You're drawn to fairness, to feedback that makes sense, to systems that remind you that effort can change the world, even if just for a few pixels at a time. Here's the twist. Games aren't a distraction from learning. They're a mirror showing us how learning should feel. They remind us that humans learn best when we're curious, challenged, and free to fail safely. When we can see progress. When meaning and emotion are tied to effort. That's not fantasy. That's how the brain was built. Games tap into our natural psychology. Instant feedback, visible growth, and stories that matter. School, for all its good intentions, often forgets that. It became about performance, not passion. Grades, not growth. But what if we learn the way we play? Small steps, quick feedback, playful mistakes. We'd probably remember more, and maybe even love learning again. The truth is, you're not bad at school. You're just sensitive to how systems treat your effort. You thrive where feedback is honest, progress is visible, and meaning is alive. That's not a weakness, it's awareness. Games didn't make you impatient. They reminded you how learning is supposed to feel. So maybe the goal isn't to make school more like games, it's to make learning more human again. To rebuild curiosity, to reward progress, to let failure be part of the story. Because deep down, your brain doesn't want endless fun, it wants purpose. And when you find that, whether in a game or in life, you realize the same rule applies everywhere. Learning should feel alive.